Welcome back, my fellow game developers. Look at what we just created. We run the game. We will see one of the enemies in here. And when we kill him, we will go next to the doors and you can see that we have the boss level and we have the health room. So if I open the door, I walk to the circle right here. There we go, I go to the health room, I can pick up a health and I can kill an enemy. When he dies, I have something different in here. We will need obviously to change everything on every single level, but as you can see, now everything works. So let's not waste any more time and let's get started. Okay, so you thought that I have left you, but I didn't. I hope you did the challenge of creating the actual appearing of the name. So let's go ahead and do just that. First of all, I'm going to go into the door in here and I'm going to go ahead and add another box collider, which is going to be the box collider 2D, which is going to be a trigger, and I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. So I'm going to make it yay big so it's right around the door, and I'm going to go ahead and apply the changes. So apply the changes. Now we should see a box collider right here, which is also a trigger. Both of them are triggers, and now I'm going to go to the door, or actually go into the scripts in here, make this a bit bigger because we can barely see anything. And where should we add it in here? Let's go ahead and create a new folder for the door and then open it up and create a new script that I'm going to call the name appear. Hit enter, wait for this to compile, and any day now we will double click in here, open up the script and start typing a couple of things. So the first thing we're going to do is create a serialized field, which is going to be text mesh pro, so using TMP pro. So in here we're going to say the text mesh pro.gui is the level name UI, and then we're going to create a serialized field of the game object, which is the level name canvas, and then we'll create a serialized field which will hold the game object, which is the door to open. So we will keep track of the door to open. And why do we keep track of the door to open? Even though I'm going to immediately add it to the door, I can say transform.setActive or setNonActive. That's why we need the door. But maybe we could add it in a different place. So I wanted to keep it right here. So what are we doing? Let's make this one, the last one, public. And you'll know why in just a bit. Open door zone. So this will make sure we can only open when we are in the zone. So when we start the game, I'm going to say that the level name canvas dot set active is false because I never want to see it visible. I'm going to create a method in here that is a public void set the level name, which will take in a string variable which we'll call the level name. And in here we're just going to say that the level name dot text, level name UI, there we go, dot text is equal to the level name that we were sent. Then in update, what are we going to do? We're going to say that if the input dot get key down with a key code.e and we are in the open door zone, then we are going to okay, open door or door to open dot set active to false. Save that. Now the next thing to do is the on trigger enter to D and the on trigger exit to D. On trigger exit to D, and I'm going to check for the parameter, or actually for the collision. So if the collision dot compare tag, even though most probably we will say that this can only interact with the player, but I just want to take my precautions just in case. So in here, or actually the door, does the door have any layer on it? I don't think so. Nope, there is no layer, so let's keep in mind the player. So only the player can interact with this, and what we're going to do is get the level name canvas.setActive to true, and in open door zone is equal to true. And when we exit, I'll copy this, paste it in here, set active false, and we are no longer in the open door zone. So I believe this is everything. I did it a bit fast, so maybe I made a mistake somewhere. Maybe we should... Oh, there is one more thing that I want to do. If for some reason, let's say the player opens the door and then he goes back and wants to open the second door, I want to close this door again. So whenever he leaves the zone, I'm going to say that the door to open dot set active is true. So save that. So maybe the player actually enters through the door and then he cannot go back once he is outside the area. So this will mean that you have to make a decision before you go through. So with all of that out of the way, I believe it's pretty simple. There is nothing at all that might be complicated. I'm going to go into the level exit, and instead of having all of this in start, I'm going to go ahead and right click, quick action and refactoring, and I will extract the method. And I'm going to say that this is the print room name, apply, and I'm going to remove from start. We don't really need it anymore. And also in here, I'm going to say that there is an integer that is being sent with the level index. Why am I doing this? Because you'll see in just a bit. So the level to load will be equal to the level index that has been sent. So now what we can do is back in the level manager, in here, instead of set the level to load, which is on the level exit, we can immediately print room name, and I can remove this method. So print level exit, is this public? No, it's private. So I'm going to make it public. Save that, back in here, and print room name, save that. As you can see, this is a bit better, bit faster of handling things. Let's save all of that. We can actually remove the print, and instead we will need to go ahead and send it to the name appear right here. And let's first of all see where we will add the name to appear. Let's save that, and let's see, we shall add it on the door. So we'll add it to door 1, and let's apply the changes. So now on door 1 we shall see the everything. Let's lock it down and add a couple of elements in here. So the level name, wait, this is the text display, this is the whole canvas. Then we have the level name as the text mesh pro, and the door to open, which is the current one. And in the open zone, why did I make this public? I still don't know. Let's go to the name appear and let's remove it. Let's make it private. I don't even remember why I decided to make it public. Maybe just to make sure that everything works. Maybe that. Anyways, and if I apply the changes, we can see that in the door, if I scroll down, and we have all of these options, and it's actually attached to the door 1, and the text display is attached to the door 1 also, which is very bad. Everything will be attached, so we need to do everything by hand in here. So add the canvas, add the level name, and it's going to be, oh no, that's because we have this locked down. If I click on the actual door, we shall see that I was so confused by this, because I know that when you apply the changes on the door 1, you can see that only the door 1 is attached, but the door 2, you can see that the text is right here and the level name is the one that is right here, which is what we want. So this is the amazing work of the prefabs, and I was really confused for a second there because I had this locked down and I clicked on the door, it was the same. Anyways, no worries about that. Now that this is out of the way, we will save this, and now we need to somehow send, where is it? In the level exit, we need to send this name substring to the name appear. So I'm going to say that in here we have the serialized field of the game object, the door, and in here we have the name appear, which we have, where do we have it? Okay, so set level name, there we go. So I'm going to remove these two parts and then say that the door dot get component, which is the name appear, dot set level name. We'll close this down, and now we will have everything working. Okay, so in here in the portal 1, I've assigned the door 1. So for some reason we have things a bit weird. Maybe we can move the portal 1 right here and the portal right here. Let me just move this a bit. So portal 1 will have the door 1 as its door. So portal 1, the door 1, and the normal portal will have the normal door. We save all of that. And now there is one more thing that we need to take into consideration, and this is something that I've thought about all the way while creating this, and that is we actually open the door immediately. I don't know if you've noticed that. Why is that? Well, because if we go into the, where is it? One of the components in here, which is the room manager, you can see in here, if we double click on the room manager, you'll see that in the update we have if enemy count is equal to 0, then we will set all the doors to active. And the problem in here is that the enemies are always 0, always missing, so the door is opened immediately. So what I'm going to do in here is just check to open the doors when enemies are dead. No, not that. I'm just going to remove this, and we can actually add this mechanic into the game, maybe in the wave spawner when we instantiate the enemies. So when we spawn the enemies, we can make them children of the room. Where is it? The enemies right here. We can make them children of this enemies. Then we can, in the room manager, instead of just getting the enemies, checking the overlaps, colliders, in here in the start, we can do it an update every couple of seconds, and then make sure that we don't open the door or we don't check for this until we go ahead and kill all the enemies. This is all possible, but for the sake of simplicity, for the sake of just getting through this thing, I'm just going to go into the room manager and just comment this off, save that, back in our game, run the game, and we should see now that the doors are all closed. The level name right here and the level name right here. This is something that we do want to fix. We don't want to be able to see what the level is or having it be displayed on. You can see how right here that it's getting destroyed. I'm going to shoot the enemy and we'll see once he is killed. So when he dies, now when I get, you can see that now we have the level boss and we have the shop. I can open this up. If I leave, you can see that it does not close for some reason. If I go right here, I'll open this up, then go away, it does not close. This is something that we will fix. But anyway, this was the boss level. Let's see if we go to the boss level. There we go. As you can see, we clearly go to the boss level. How cool is that? So now that the boss is dead, I'm going to, there we go. So the boss dies. We will wait for this to open up, and obviously we need to change a couple of things in here. So first of all, the level name, go back in here and the level exit. In name appear, in the start canvas we are setting the whole canvas to false. but then when we enter, we are setting the canvas to true. And we will be fixing all of that maybe in the next video, but the mechanics work, the levels work, and I'll see you in the next one. Make sure to commit all of your changes.